We started this conversation with a loaded question. I'm going to end the conversation with a loaded question. What trends do you see shaping the future of SaaS and Gen AI pricing? If you can delineate between the two these days, could we see pricing shift towards models like revenue sharing, pay per performance, or flat rate pricing as the market matures?
The short answer, I do see that there's going to be those kind of models. With Gen AI, we're going to end up completely converging towards any particular way of doing this. Honestly, I don't think that's the answer. We might end up with one model that is slightly more prevalent than other ones, especially when we get into the world of agentic AI. You've got these things that are actually doing stuff in addition to just giving you information or giving you written things. You're going to end up with the value being provided by all of these different agents as being very different. It may make sense for some of those to be priced on a per user model, right? You have an agentic AI who basically becomes your personal assistant. You're probably going to think about paying that in the same sense that you would be for paying for an EA or somebody who would be handling those kind of tasks. You wouldn't necessarily want to think about something that scales with a level of value because it's more of an administrative thing. You're probably going to think about the value of that way. Versus if you were using it as like a marketing use case and you were doing it to generate campaigns and things, there's probably a certain amount of value that comes with how much work and how many campaigns it's able to do. Then you
Mhm.
might end up with more of a workload based or a usage based way. That's another example. An agentic AI that works in a manufacturing shop and constantly analyzes the processes to make sure that there aren't sources of inefficiency and corrects them and saves you money. That seems like a perfect case for an output based model where you're going to pay it based on how much that it saves you. So you do get it. It's not revenue sharing, it's more of a sort of a cost saving sharing type approach. But I think all of those models are very different pricing models, but they all make complete sense given the use case of those different things. Now that we have this world where you're going to be able to see that value alignment far more clearly, and the attribution is going to be so much easier because there's going to be less of a step between where the AI ends and where the value ends up happening. You have the opportunity to be able to price in all those different ways.